how can acupuncture help children? I mean, what does it do for them?
A lot of different ways. We heard a cough, for example, but if that's just a little cough. But if it ain't a cough, what we do a lot is helps build the immune system. Allergies can be a really big deal, and there's three main kinds. There's seasonals in the spring, a little different version in the fall, then food allergies. And a lot of times they interact, which Chinese medicine is known for a very long time. Some Western doctors look at that, others not so much. But what happens is it can overload the poor little body with histamines, and they get itchy, but they get irritable. Kids will get really irritable if they're allergic, and it can affect, kids usually go hyper too. Adults usually go the other way, they get tired. Both of them leak like a sieve, get itchy eyes, upset stomachs. But if kids, typically it can affect their school performance, doesn't do their concentration any favors whatsoever. So a lot of times, if there's a child, typically boys will act this way, girls a little bit less, the whole ADD spectrum. Some kids are really ADD. Some of them just have allergies, and if they didn't feel miserable, and if their bodies weren't toxic, their school performance would improve, and they would calm down and be much better around the house. Growing pains are another one. Every kid will grow, the bones lengthen. Some of that can be a little bit achy. But I've had some kids come in who I've heard that some physician has diagnosed them with growing pains for 6 months or 2 years. I don't think so. That's less likely. Sometimes there's just a bit of stress on the various joints and the limbs as they grow. Acupuncture is very useful for that, plus the adjustment on both ends. Energy itself, if you ever get a tired child, that's a big warning sign, because kids are supposed to be loaded with energy. And if they're not loaded with energy, something's going on there. I do get requests from parents to help the child with just attention. If it's not energy, allergy, there are points. With adults, those are stress points, but there's an overlap. With kids, if we can help their attention, a lot of times we can help them sleep better. Same thing, same type of thing. And of course, usually most parents are happy when the schoolwork improves. Following that, it's always can we boost their immune system if they get sick too much? Some of the points in the chiropractic can be useful for asthma or breathing difficulties, or asthma that technically isn't asthma, but it's still a breathing difficulty that needs sorted out. Living in North Texas, there's always the sports injuries to deal with. There's always going to be sprained ankles. All my 4 children, one's in CrossFit, another one high-level soccer, another one high-level tennis, another one very high-level gymnastics and tumbling. When I get home, Daddy, will you acupuncture me? Will you adjust me? But so far, knock on a bit of wood too, is that none of them have had substantial injuries because they manage it all the time. Just like a high-level athlete, keep them polished, tuned up, prevent, screen them constantly, which is a huge improvement over back in my day. There's a big difference between how we worked 30 years ago coming up and how everybody is now, but still the screening. It's one of those, if you got the ounce of prevention is worth many, many, many pounds and dollars in cure. So if we can screen and catch it early, then we can fix stuff.